Hi, I'm D. Grant Smith. I'm the host of the Appetizer Radio Show, and I'm a growth coach for musicians and entrepreneurs. I want to talk a little bit about something that I mentioned in a couple of my publications, like my blog and the upcoming book I have called The DIY Musician's Radio Handbook, and it's something I've mentioned on podcasts and stuff. Is this whole idea about being uncommon. And that's kind of a key word and a key mantra that I have. And it came from a kind of unexpected place, and I'll tell you that story in just a little bit. But how this pertains to you as a musician or as a creative entrepreneur has everything to do with how you grow your platform and grow your work into something that other people embrace. There's a whole lot of everything that's out there right now. And just being a musician or just being a songwriter or just having a cool sound doesn't mean as much anymore, and it doesn't garner the attention and the connection with the people that you want to reach. That being very specific about what it is about you that makes you unique and in essence makes you uncommon. That's where the secret sauce is. Now, I'll give you a little bit of example for myself. In 2003, when I created The Appetizer, there wasn't a lot of variety that was on the radio, and I was starting from FM radio, not from web radio, which at that time was still kind of in its infancy. Now there's a ton of web radio stations that do a whole lot of different things. Podcasting didn't exist at all at this time. But on FM radio, if you didn't live in a place that had a community station or a public radio station or the college radio wasn't very vibrant, then you were probably used to listening to top 40 commercial, which even in pop or country or rock was mostly a lot of just the same stuff over and over again. So when I created The Appetizer, part of the creation of that was about putting variety on the radio, and I was very upfront about that. And at the time, that worked because variety was a not so common thing. It wasn't as widely embraced. It wasn't so regular that it was just everywhere. It was something that made it unique. But as time went on and technology changed and there became way more outlets to experience variety, whether that was variety from people that you knew, independent DIY artists or whatever, I had to we had to start changing the way that we were going about communicating what it was that was different about us. And playing on the food metaphor of different types of food, different types of music, we eat different types of food, our ears should eat different types of music. I can still play on that metaphor, and that makes it uncommon, that makes it unique, and that garners some attention into what it is that we're doing. It makes people go, oh, I haven't thought about things that way. That's uncommon to us. The other thing that we've done in the past year and a half or so is be very specific about the type of audience that we're going after. Not just an audience that wants to listen to different types of music, but an audience that wants to experience the fullness of an album. And this is where it makes it a little bit easier for you to identify some of the special things about yourself that makes you unique and makes you uncommon. There is a true method or ideology that goes like this. It is like attracts like. And opposites attract sometimes in romance, but oftentimes your group of friends and the people you hang out with and the people that you're drawn to that you follow on social media or the people that um, you follow their careers in movies or music or art or whatever the case may be are things that you are drawn to because you like their work, and that like attracts like. So when it comes to you identifying pieces of your audience and people to go after, there's some things about you that are true in the people that you're also trying to reach out to and trying to garner their attention and trying to garner their fandom. And think about it from that standpoint. So for me, as I'm looking at music platforms and the type of audience that I want to go after for The Appetizer, I like the listening experience of diving into a full album. I've got a gigantic CD collection and I've got a pretty decent vinyl collection, but I'm very big on the album being an experience and the music that I listen to being an experience of that artist. Not just one song, not just one single, but it being something that I can listen to throughout its duration and get a more complete experience from that artist's songwriting and musicianship and sound and everything. I believe that that's what an artist is doing when they're putting together a full group of their songs, that they're putting all that together in one album. And I want to have that full album experience. And I know that there's other people out there that are like me. And the more that I go after trying to reach out to these people, the more I discover more people that are like me. And we have so much more stuff in common than just the fact that we like albums. We like different things, and we like different things together. But it creates this collaboration and this community connection, in that we share these similarities, and they feel more connected to me because I share that same similarity with them, and I'm presenting them with something that they want. And so that is a unique and that is an uncommon thing that is, a lot of ways for me and my audience. So for you and your audience, think about what is it that is specific to just you that makes you uncommon. What is it that is specific to just you that only you have? And you can figure out some of these things by thinking about, okay, well, I like this stuff and not a whole lot of other people do, but I know my audience does, so that makes me uncommon. And you can ask your audience questions. You can find out, so aside from the fact that you like my music, what is it about my music that you really like? What is it about what I do that draws you into my stuff? And ask those questions. And the more you ask, and the more people you ask, and the more similarities you start finding in their responses, that'll start telling you some very key things that make you uniquely you. And so, you can take that information, and as you reach out to music blogs and radio stations and other media outlets for promotion and coverage, if you will talk about the things that are unique about you and the things that your audience responds to and the reasons why your audience responds to you the way that they do, it'll make you stand out so much more than just saying, we've got a really cool sound, we've got a lush guitar and a vibrant vocal and a pounding drum. And all those things might be fine, but these descriptors that we start reading when we're looking through these EPKs and these email submissions and stuff, the verbiage starts getting real repetitive, and it doesn't really communicate what it is about your music that makes it really appealing for my audience. As a program host, I'm programming for my audience. So tell me, what is about your audience that is drawn to you? And I'll know when I'm reading that going, oh, well, your audience likes this about you. My audience is looking for that stuff. You're probably going to be a good fit. That will lead over into me listening for a little bit longer and paying more attention to what it is that you do. So, what is it about you that is uniquely you? What is it about your music that makes you uniquely you? What is it about you that's uncommon? Lead with that, and you'll go real far.